All right, go. Get started, okay? Well, you're going to have to wait 2 seconds again. Give me 1 minute.
That was not. What was that?
Come on. There we go.
When are we going to have the...
Clock, are you there? Clock? Turn the lights off.
When are we going to
Stop, okay?
Get caught up on the do-downs?
You're going to have to get them from somebody.
Okay.
And make them up, Chloe, because that do not quiz is coming soon, okay? And that goes for everybody, really. If you don't have them all, make sure you start getting them together.
You don't need this paper?
What paper? The lab?
You could do the new one first.
No, I'm falling back into regular A format.
All right, come on, let's go. Let's get rolling here, okay? We got nothing crazy hard today, but we got to review a little bit of the brain. We're going to spend half the period on that. And then we're going to do section E, the next section today. And it is what it is, okay? Well, let's get rolling. This is toast. Okay? We'll have some videos. I don't know if we'll get to them or not. If we do, we do. We don't, we don't. I'm more interested in the review of the brain, so you guys are hopefully solid on that. And then section E, I don't think is crazy hard. I hope it's not. We'll get to that in a few minutes, hopefully. Send you away, Layla? You sure? I thought you were shifting to see around the computer there.
We'll go outside.
Ready?
No.
Dean, answer this.
Me?
Yes. Shh, quiet.
Which part of the brain controls the cardiac muscles? It said weird-looking thing.
I need more specifics than weird-looking things. It's cerebrum, cerebellum, or medulla oblongata. Which one?
Cerebellum.
Cerebellum? Final answer? Sure? Positive? Yes? Incorrect. Kayla.
Medulla oblongata.
Close
I
enough.
don't know if I can say that.
Oblongata. All right? Yes. Hey. All right? When we say smoothing cardiac muscles. Ready? Let's do the cardiacs first. Where do we find cardiac muscle? Raise your hands, please. Dan.
Heart.
Good. All right? And when we say heart muscles, we're talking about heartbeat. So medulla controls heartbeat. What are the 2 sets of smooth muscles that the medulla controls? That's pretty important. Yeah, Reagan.
The paracelsus muscle?
And the other important function usually goes along with heartbeat. A little bit of a clue.
Breathing?
What?
Breathing?
Breathing. Good. Okay?
Yay.
So anytime we say breathing, heartbeat, peristalsis, that's medulla oblongata, okay? Or we say smoothing cardiac muscles, medulla oblongata. What's the third way we can answer this question? Smooth cardiac muscles, they are what type of muscles? Jimmy James. Good. Involuntary muscles. Okay? All right, so ready? Let's do the homework quick. Hopefully that wasn't too hard.
6 out of 8 on that because I forgot to do it. And then
Listen. It is what it is. Let's just get rolling. Come on. Read and answer it, please. Gabby.
Select the 2 parts of the nervous system that make up the central
Nervous system. Go ahead.
brain and the spinal cord.
Good. Next. Hopefully not too bad. Carmia.
What is the most active part of the human brain?
Definitely the brain. It's the only choice we're talking about in this chapter. Next. Hopefully not too hard. Andrew.
Carbohydrates.
Carbohydrates. Next. Hopefully I can fit all those choices on there. Yep, looks like it. Katie. Remember, it's not a function of your cerebrum. So which one's not? Which one doesn't belong? Good. Regulate balance. Very good. Okay. Next. Read it, answer it, please. Brooke?
The cerebellum controls both the coordination of muscles and balance. True.
Definitely true. Next. Select all that are controlled by the medulla. I'm sorry, I had a little. Thanks, Steve. All right, all good? Thank you. What do you think, Thomas?
Heartbeat, breathing, and peristalsis.
Good. We kind of just went over that. It's good. Next. Part of your brain, 5 senses, Derek? Cerebrum only? I gotcha. It's cerebrum only. Okay? Only.
Wait,
Right?
wouldn't it be multiple answers if it was like the square box?
Yeah.
True. Okay? But again, and Derek, I'm being picky here, all right? Just be careful. Technically, you said spinal cord, right? All right, but that's not even a choice. But either way, spinal cord is not technically part of your brain. Okay? All right? So ready? It should just be cerebrum, which is what you said. And come on, this picture, this is true or false, right? The picture below shows the 2 main components of the central nervous system. True or false? Thomas?
True.
Beautiful. Good? Ready? Again, I told you we're going to kind of spend 2 days on the brain and functions. All right? For this part, I just have a sheet for you to do. This is not going to be all period, all right? Because number one, that's boring for both of us. But I want to go through this, really lock these functions and parts of your brain in, hopefully, tight, so you remember. Because again, your test is going to be next Thursday, 1 week from now. You can take any one you want. All right? Do this front and back, Layla.
Why doesn't the cerebellum control the muscles if it says it coordinates them?
Say again.
Why doesn't the cerebellum control muscles if it coordinates them?
It just coordinates them. Your cerebrum actually controls them. So it's kind of weird. They kind of work together. All right? One coordinates, the other one makes them work. All right?
Fancy.
So you guys did D?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh my god, Mr. Nielsen with the same?
No.
Mr.
Tried.
Nielsen goes through the
It looked
area
good,
of mixed.
but I failed it.
How dare you listen to Ariel? How dare you? Like, you're still LeBron? You still missing LeBron? I'm missing LeBron.
Hey, that would work out. Who's this normal?
Alexis.
That's right, she's out. Okay, no problem. Get started, front and back, okay? Right now. I don't know, she wasn't here all day, I think.
No, she was here.
All right, whatever, she left then. Obviously, I wasn't. Come on, let's go, let's go. I don't want to waste too much time today. We got more stuff to cover after this. Alexis is out. She's the only one.
Like everyone works.
Oh, I didn't enter.
Someone give me the note.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Ready? Do the best you can on some of them, okay? I meant to say that, sorry. Look, some of them are going to be a little tricky. Just try it. We're going to go over it. You can change it. You can ask me later. Don't be afraid to try it. I don't want to collect this. I don't want to grade this. Just put what you think is right and fix it if you get it wrong. Okay? Just go for it. All right, let's stop with the noises.
We
our notes?
If you need to, go ahead. I would try it without it, and then if you're stuck, do it. Whatever you want to do. Do what you think. Do what you think. Try. Okay, we'll go over it, I promise. Take it again. And don't spend a ton of time on it. Good luck. Try. Okay? Take it again. We'll go over it. That's one of the ones that I think are a little bit tricky. Well, whatever you think. No, finish this first. All right. Then we need the board.
What's region?
Good luck. Try it. Nothing. Try it. Take a guess. You're wrong, you're wrong. Fix it. We'll go over it.
Is this graded?
What?
Is this graded?
No. That's what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to put an answer down and try it. On the board, buddy. 91. What? Been indoors.
Isn't that gossip or something like that?
Huh?
Isn't that guy about like
He's disinfected. I was just taking the tape off. Some old tape. He's not cleaning and disinfecting. You know, taking the glue off. Go. Raise your hand if you need another minute. All right, another minute or so, okay? Looks like most are almost done. Okay. All right, ready? Let's get rolling. If you didn't finish, don't worry. All right, but pay attention. Make sure you have the right answers. I think this is a good review sheet. I've given this out in the past, and the kids say it's decent. I'm not saying it's, they want this piece of paper, but they did say it's decent. Okay? Let's do this quick. Hey, what should go here, please? Raise your hand. Reagan.
Your medulla oblongata.
Good. Medulla. Oh, okay. I'm just going to abbreviate. B. Over here. Thomas.
Cerebral.
Cerebrum. All right. Hopefully that's good enough. C. Caramia. Cerebellum. Okay. Good enough? That's just labeling. You will have to label on the test next Thursday, okay? It's 3 things. I don't think that's super complicated. Here's the most important part if you ask me. So ready? A, listen before you freak out. All right? A should have been medulla because A fits with the letter A up top. If you didn't do that, that's fine. I don't really care. As long as your medulla oblongata, as long as you have the right functions for it, I don't really care where you really put it here. It should be here. Everybody understand that? Because when you labeled it A on top, look on your paper. A was the medulla oblongata, right? So A should have been medulla oblongata. That's all. If you didn't do it that way, again, I really don't care. You labeled it right up top, fine, okay? I want to make sure you have the right functions for this. So what can you put for functions for medulla oblongata? Kata? Look. Kayla.
It controls involuntary actions.
Good. Involuntary. You could say actions or muscles. I don't really care. I like muscles a little better. Kayla. Don't worry. You're right. If I was on the test, I'd give you total credit. What else could you put? What else could you put for medulla? Caramia. What?
Breathing.
Breathing. What else?
Heartbeat.
What else?
Peristalsis.
Good. Heartbeat. Peristalsis.
Isn't that just involuntary stuff?
Yes. Ready? That's why I'm going to put this in parentheses. Or.
Oh.
All right? Maybe. Or. Could you also put smooth and cardiac muscles?
Yeah.
You could. Look, I would take either one of these 3 answers. Oh, that would be 2 next. Sorry. 2 or 3. Would all 3 of those be correct? Yeah, pick which one you like. I'll take either one. All right, Derek?
On the test, you have to,
Oblongata, yes. Okay, don't just put medulla. Yeah,
On the test, you have to list everything it does, or just like.
ready? If I ask you to give me the function or functions of the medulla oblongata, you can write controls involuntary muscles, or you could write controls breathing, heartbeat, and peristalsis, or controls smooth and cardiac muscles. Any one of those three would be 100% correct. Okay? B should be cerebrum. Come on, give me just the keywords. I don't even want a sentence. Give me the keywords. Layla, give me one thing.
voluntary movements.
Good. Voluntary. Muscles. Sorry, I like muscles instead of movements. Same with Kayla. That'd be fine, though, if you put movements on the test. What else? 5 senses. Good. What else? 2 more words, really. Give me one, Reagan.
Thinking.
Good. What's the last word I'm looking for? Brooke. Memory. Ready? Would I take skeletal muscles instead of voluntary muscles?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Good. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah? Ready? Cerebellum? Come on, 3 words. Give me one. It's one main word, Jimmy James.
Balance.
Love it. What other 2 words would I take? You might say it in 3 or 4, it doesn't matter. I know I can say it in 2. But Thomas?
Coordinate muscles.
Good, all right? I'm a little lazy. I'm just going to put muscle coordination, just so I have to write 2 words instead of 3. But 100% right, Thomas. All right? I would take either one. Or one.
Is that it?
That's it. Okay? You missed it yesterday, Chloe. We did a balancing contest. Cerebellum contest.
I would do that. I would do it.
No,
Okay. Next.
I would have won.
Hey. This is the biggest part of this sheet I wanted you to know. Do you know this? Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? If you know all this, these key words, should be good. Ready? Tasting a hamburger. Come on, which part of the brain? Andrew.
Cerebellum.
No,
that's cerebrum, I have to say.
Which one?
Cerebrum. I'm not to say
Cerebrum?
Yes. Cerebrum.
Final answer?
Like with the BRUM. Yeah.
Good. All right, that's correct. Artistic ability. I think this is tricky. What do you think, Layla?
Cerebrum?
I think cerebrum.
Cerebrum?
Cerebrum. Why don't you like that one?
Because I thought it was like an
I thought it would
involuntary.
be like
Nah, ready?
cerebellum, like coordination, like thinking.
Really artistic ability. This is how I interpret this. And look, this isn't that one won't be on the test because if we have a debate on it and I'm not even sure of the right answer, I wouldn't put that on the test. But this is my idea. Think of it. When you're being artistic, you got to think about that thing you're going to paint or draw or sculpt, whatever. Okay. And as soon as I say the word think, what part of the brain am I thinking of? Cerebrum. Okay. I think cerebrum fits best. All right? If you want to disagree, you can disagree. All right? Kicking a soccer ball. Dean.
Cerebrum.
Cerebrum.
Cerebellum.
I love it. Say that, Derek.
What did you cerebellum?
Would it be both?
Yes.
Yes.
It's muscular.
Home run. Okay? This I would put cerebrum and cerebellum. Because do you need your cerebrum for you to tell your skeletal muscles to kick that ball?
C.
Yes.
Will it
Do
be?
you also need your cerebellum when you're on that one foot and you kick the ball to keep your balance so you don't fall over and do the Charlie Brown thing?
Yeah. I was
Right? So yeah, for kicking soccer ball, I would put both.
On the test,
Ready to
will
br-
there be ones?
Maybe. That one I could put on a test and you should know both. Honest, yeah, you should. If I put it on. I don't remember if I did, to be honest with you. Rate of breathing. What do you think? Jimmy. Definitely medulla, okay? Sorry, I'm trying to write sideways. It's a little awkward. Tying your shoes. What do you think, Andrew? Bellum? Bellum?
No, because the cerebrum is voluntary muscles, and you need and also thinking. You need to think by yourself.
So what's your answer?
Cerebrum. Final.
Final?
Yes.
How about also cerebellum?
Oh, yeah, because we're here.
So I would have been right either way.
You would have. Actually, you would have been right if you said both.
Technically, I still
No, technically you were only half right if you only said one of those.
really
Look, look, I don't like I said it wastes time on a debate. Do you understand why it could be both?
Yeah.
You have to tell those muscles with your cerebrum to, make the loop, tie it around, put the rabbit through the hole, whatever you want to call it, right? Okay? I don't know the song either. But either way, you also have to coordinate those muscles and fingers so you can tie the knot
What about
properly.
bending down? Do we have to like climb it down?
I guess if you're putting your foot up like this, I guess so. All right, or you're doing one of these, definitely some cerebellum. Okay, ready? Let's get to the back, and then we got to move here a little bit.
Wait, wouldn't this be the front since it has the name on it?
It doesn't matter. All right, let's do this side.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Come on, balance. I don't want to write these down. We can do these quick, right? How about I'll abbreviate. Okay. Balance, please, Chloe.
Cerebellum.
Bellum. Okay, I'm going to abbreviate a little bit. Stomach contractions. First, tell me, what are they talking about when they say stomach contractions? What word did I teach you this year is really what they mean by stomach contractions? Riley? Good. So what should be there? Medulla. All right. Heart rate. Layla? Medulla. Okay. Memory. Kayla?
Cerebrum.
I'm just going to put brum. Hearing. Thomas.
Cerebrum.
Good. All right, stop. Voluntary movements. I'm not going to pick on Layla because she said the exact same words before, and I'm not trying to be mean to you, okay? Just somebody else. What do you think, Dean? Brum. Cerebrum. Reasoning. What'd you put, Riley? Medulla? Anybody put something else?
Cerebrum.
Cerebrum?
Yes.
How about this? Raise your hand if you put medulla. Raise your hand if you put cerebrum. Raise your hand if you put cerebellum. Yeah, reasoning, I think of like understanding right or wrong, thinking about what's right or wrong. As soon as I see the word thinking, I'd say cerebrum. Okay? I wouldn't put that on the test either.
How would it be medulla?
Reasoning?
I just guessed.
Yeah, it's all right. Take a guess. But
I'm not yawning.
reasoning is you're thinking about something and understanding. So I would say anything with thinking should be cerebrum. What about yawning? What do you think, Layla? I'd say medulla. It deals with breathing. Oh, I've spelled that wrong. Well, my D looks terrible.
Wait, is it 2 L's?
2 L's.
Wait, what about like,
Is it muscle? Is that gonna be on the test to spell it?
Of course.
wait, what about like the muscle?
Muscle movements with cerebrum.
Yeah, so wouldn't it be cerebrum too?
No, because yawning is controlled by your diaphragm, which is a smooth muscle, involuntary. That should be medulla.
My hand is moving.
Okay?
When you open your mouth.
That's really kind of all part of the same thing, you know? You're not really controlling that. Once it starts, you almost can't even stop it, right? Okay, ready? Start of swallowing. What part of your brain, Derek? Cerebrum. The rest after you swallow? Medulla, peristalsis. Good enough? Look, I know this ditto isn't exciting, or this handout isn't exciting. Does it help a little bit?
Yes.
All right. Okay. As long as it helps. Okay. All right. So ready? Let's get moving here. Let me delete this. Get rid of this. Turn this. Oh, I might need that still. Ready? Section E. Since we're running out of time, fill this in first, then I'll explain. Okay. Spinal cord is pretty simple. All right. You should already know the third part. It's made up of interneurons. Okay. You really probably should know the first part also. You should know it's protected by the vertebrae. Okay? Just like your brain is enclosed by your cranium, your spinal cord is almost totally enclosed by your vertebrae. And I'll show you in the picture below in a second. Thanks.
I'm gonna put Fortnite.
I just sprayed some of that stuff. I want it to dry. All right, ready?
C.
See.
That's the
Listen, okay? All right? Hey? This yellow is spinal cord. This yellow is spinal cord. Okay? Just give me a second. All right? So yellow is spinal cord. I'm just going to start highlighting just for the guys at home too, okay? All right? Notice 10 would be vertebrae. Notice the yellow spinal cord runs through all that. Okay? And it's almost completely surrounded by your vertebrae. You can see a couple little spots where some spinal cord might show through. All right? But actually, if you look down on a down view from the top, just like it says on the bottom here, if you view it from the top, so you're looking down a vertebrae. Can you see Larry? Okay? This is all vertebrae. This is actually part of the vertebrae. This little hole right here is where your spinal cord goes down. Okay? And you can tell it's pretty well surrounded by bone or protected by bone. Okay? Now if we go to this picture, I just want you to notice this is the main function of the spinal cord. Ready? It's not much to talk about, but it is very important. Basically, your spinal cord allows your brain to send information out to your body. Or basically, it's like a superhighway of interneurons that allows information from your brain to get to your fingertips, your toes, your stomachs, your hearts, or whatever it is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's really it. But it also works backwards. This also allows your fingertips, especially if they're touching something hot, to communicate with your brain. All right? I wish there was a hand here, but there isn't. Let's say you're touching something hot. The spinal cord allows your fingertips to tell the sensory neurons, bring it up to the brain so we can know this is hot. And let the brain know that this finger is on a hot substance. And that's not good. So really the spinal cord's job is to allow the brain to communicate with the body or allow the body to communicate with the brain. Make sense? That's really all it is. All right? And you should know it's made up of interneurons at this point. Andrew, question?
What?
Oh, I thought you had a question. Good? Make sense?
Yes.
Ready? Last part. If I have time, I'll show you the video. Watch this. This isn't too crazy. I know the notes aren't there. Just hang in there for a second. Your central nervous system. There we go. Central nervous system is brain and spinal cord. All right? This is 1/2 of your nervous system. The other half is what we call the peripheral nervous system. Basically, if it's any kind of nerve that's not in the brain or not in the spinal cord, that's what we call peripheral nerves. It's almost like if I'm looking at Brooke and Gabby raises her hand. And Gabby raises her hand and waves it. I'm still looking at Brooke, but I can see Gabby's hand waving in my peripheral vision, side vision. It's almost like Brooke would be the central nervous system, Gabby would be peripheral. Central nervous system is the brain and spinal cord. Anything coming off the sides, anywhere in your body. I don't care if it's a nerve in the dermis of your toenail, a nerve that's in your eyeball, a nerve that's in your eardrum, or any of those things in your brain or spinal cord. No. Peripheral or central?
Peripheral.
Peripheral. It's really it. Okay? So ready? Here's my bonus question. Here's my super question before I give you your notes and the period's almost over. Motor neurons. Peripheral or central? Jimmy. Very good.
I got it.
Now receptors. Peripheral or central.
Peripheral.
Very good. Interneurons. Peripheral or central, Dean.
Central.
Good. Effectors. Peripheral or central, Layla. Very good. Sensory neurons. Did I do that one already?
No.
Sensory neurons. Dean.
Central.
That would be peripheral. Be careful. Ready? If this person had a receptor in their finger, Dean, you're touching something hot. Okay? Okay? That receptor has to tell the sensory neurons that would go up the arm and eventually link up with the interneurons in the central nervous system. But this would still be peripheral, okay?
Okay.
And P is peripheral, but this would be a sensory neuron.
Yeah.
Okay? I know I didn't spell that all right. Okay? We do this. So that's what peripheral nervous system is. This just says really all the receptors, sensory neurons, motor neurons, and effectors. Basically anything outside the brain and spinal cord is peripheral nervous system. All right? So your interneurons are CNS. Everything else, PNS. Peripheral nervous system. Be careful how you spell that. Reagan.
Can you train your peripheral vision?
What do you mean, like train it?
Like, so you can see, like, back
I think if you practiced it, you could get better than what it was originally. I think if you, ready? Based on this chapter, the more you practice anything, should your interneurons get better at making connections, and should you do that thing better? Whatever it is. Whether it's, Gabby, you did the puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Whether